Vas-y. Okay.
So this is the situation that I've been made to live by Bank of America, U.S. Trust, Merrill Lynch. And I have written, as I had said before, several articles in support of what you have been attempting to do to bring back regulation on the banks and on businesses in general. My family was in the explosives business in this country, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my grandfather. And during the time that the antitrust laws were created to control the size of multinational corporations and limit their power. So what has happened here, that although we have these laws, they no longer work or function. A lot of these companies, such as Bank of America, have more money and power than many governments. And ever since Jimmy Carter and Clinton started doing away with Glass-Steagall and all bank regulation, which Bush and Cheney came and did away with completely, we have seen what human nature sadly tends to do when it is not supervised, which is incommensurate greed. Anything for mere momentary monetary gain in this country has been justified. And we've taught the rest of the world that this is A-okay. It is not. And we need to get back to a situation where banks or any company cannot be considered too large to fail, where there are means through which the customer has redress, which is no longer the case in our nation. I, as a person, have not been allowed redress of any kind. I've requested that my trust officer, Miss Emily Howes, a young woman that whose mother I could be, given that I was married the day I was 16 and had my son a little over a month before I was 17, has the audacity to talk down to me, dictate to me, tell me that she will pay for my stipulation, to then turn around and say, prepare for the worst, prepare to be evicted, then that I have no right to have a housekeeper, that given my injuries I need, because I shouldn't be on my feet, that I should get rid of my pets, that I should go into institutionalized living. Well, that may be the custom in the United States and most of the first world, of throwing away people as they get elderly like refuse. In the rest of the world, hello, the real world, people of age are revered, admired, and respected because of their experience, greater knowledge, and not this Barbie doll culture where everything has to be new and blonde and young. The young know very little, and this is why this country, we've shot ourselves in the foot and flushed ourselves down the toilet, because we have no respect for people that have experience. And companies go hire people just out of school because it's cheaper, not because they're that much more clever. Young people don't have experience. So, Mr. Obama, I'm coming to you and begging you to take my case as a prima facie case against bank abuse. You will have noted that in the most recent quarterly report of Bank of America, they lost $9.5 billion. A couple of days ago, they sold their credit card operations in Canada for $8.5 billion to TD, Toronto Dominion Bank, and some other operation, which I missed because I was just coming through the door, to someone else. This is an institution destined to fail, and it's going to fail with my money, but in the meantime, Wachovia, that was taken over by Wells Fargo, and fearing that Wells Fargo would take a dim view of how they squandered my money, mistreated me, paid for my kidnapping to my family in Mexico, which I survived by the very grace of God, and to which I owe some of these injuries, fearing that they would be called to account for the manner in which they treated me, went to court and requested the court to be dropped as my trustee, handed my account to Bank of America. I never imagined that any trustee could be worse than Wachovia. Well, guess what? Bank of America U.S. Trust has been much worse. I haven't had a cent of money since they became my trustees in March of last year. And they do not stick to, adhere, or obey my grandmother's trust instrument. I think anybody that has listened to me talk realizes that I am a perfectly logical, very to the point, concise, efficient individual. To assume anything other than that is absolute bunk. Please make my case, the prima facie case, that will allow you to go after these banks. Let them fail. The bankers want to row themselves out and go elsewhere because you want to regulate derivatives and their backroom deals. Let them go somewhere else. I think they're going to find there isn't a country in the world where they can go hide after what they've done. And they shouldn't. They should all be in jail. All these institutions should be thoroughly examined. How is it Goldman Sachs got a slap on the wrist and that's it? We have become a laughingstock to the world. Not just to ourselves, but to the world. Any corrupt action is condoned and looked past. This is not correct, and it cannot persist. I insist in asking you for your help, and Mr. Biden's. Thank you very much.